checking in. Just checking in, man. Been busy the past few days. Hadn't really had an opportunity to check in with y'all on some other tips besides the finals, but it is Wednesday, June 3rd. I think June 3rd, right? It don't say up there. I believe it's June 3rd. Yeah, man. NBA Finals. Happy NBA Finals Day. First and foremost, though, something that I should have been here to speak on, if not yesterday, definitely the day before, but it's all good. Um, I thought about, should I speak on this every day this month? Should I speak on it every week this month? I think out of the two, I won't oversaturate it. I will try to get something in as far as a full episode for y'all every week this month. But I will try to make sure that I mention it in every video this month. And that is June being Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So shout out to all my brothers out there. Um, it ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. And a lot of times it ain't easy because we don't allow it to be easy on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're hard on ourselves, man. As one of my brothers mentioned earlier when I had sent out some, men's mental health stuff. But yeah, man. Stay strong, brothers. I'm tired, man. It's hot. Been ripping and running a little bit, taking care of some things, handling some business. Um, yeah, man, it's hot. It's hot. I hate the summer. I hate the summer. But hey, man, we here. Best thing about the summer is the finals. New York Knicks, San Antonio Spurs. It's a rematch of the '99 finals. '99 being the last time, being the last time that the Knicks were here. The first time the Spurs won. Since then, of course, we know that the Spurs went on. They won again in '03, '05, '07, and 14. The Knicks haven't won since '73. They looking for their third, their first one in 53 years. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've been going back and forth with my prediction. Um, I'm hoping and praying that it's 7 games, even at the cost of my pick being wrong. Even at the cost of my pick being wrong, I'm hoping and praying that it's 7 games. I don't care who wins. As a Laker fan, I hate the Spurs. I don't hate the Spurs, but I don't like the Spurs. But this is just a different Spurs team, man. It's crazy, So I've never enjoyed watching the Spurs a day in my life before Wemby came. I didn't. I appreciate the greatness of Timmy. I love Ginobili. Ginobili was my dog. I couldn't even front on that. I fucked with Ginobili. But I just never enjoyed watching the San Antonio Spurs as well as I think many of us didn't really enjoy watching the Spurs. Unless you claim to be a Spurs fan. Which, if we keeping it real, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, my coaching shades, man. Which, if we gonna keep it a band, keep it a buck. I only know like a handful of real Spurs fans. I'm talking about guys who I knew they were Spurs fans back in the gap when they were who they were, and over the last decade that they ain't been who they were, they still were Spurs fans. I'm not talking to nobody who talking about go Spurs go since Wemby been here. But I only know a handful, and I'm in Texas. But This is gonna be a good matchup, man. I really do. This morning, I said I appreciate you, bro. I said that my coaching shades. You didn't ask me no question. But this morning I gave my prediction out on the book. I just got a feeling. Man. So I'm gonna ride with my gut, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be the Knicks in 6. I think it's gonna be the Knicks in 6. I'm gonna give y'all some reasons on why. Again, like I said, I don't care if the Spurs win in 6. Cool, that's great. If it goes 7, that's the best because I want it to go 7. And whoever wins, either team, I'm cool with it. I really am, because it's some great history for whoever wins. Again, the Knicks will win their first championship in 53 years. New York City gonna be crazy. New York City gonna be crazy. I think Stephen A. Smith is gonna be unwatchable on First Take. He gonna let Cameron have it. You know what I'm saying? Killer being from Harlem, but being a Spurs fan, right? The Knicks being like the Cowboy fans of the NBA. Now I will say this: if this is any sign, Lord, of the Cowboys having any opportunity to even make the Super Bowl, if the Knicks win, then no, I don't want the Knicks to win shit. Matter of fact, Spurs sweep their ass. Because it's been a lovely and blissful 30 years that the Cowboys ain't been to the NFC Championship, let alone sniff the Super Bowl. So, me saying that the Knicks have become the Cowboy fans of the NBA, I don't want the Knicks' success to be backdoored by Dallas having some success. But I just got a feeling, man. I just got a hunch, man, that the Knicks are gonna take it. I don't know why. I just got a feeling. First off, let's go over the top 10 players in this series. Not talking about regular season, because I don't even think you can really look too much into what these two teams did against each other in the regular season. I think you got to look more so at what they've had going on in the playoffs, and specifically in the last 2 rounds of the playoffs. The Eastern and Western Conference Finals and the semis. I don't think you're going to get a lot from what happened in the regular season between the two. And a lot of that is because of the Knicks. I just feel like the Knicks have become a completely different team in the playoffs. They were a team that all season I said the East was theirs to lose. They're exactly where they're supposed to be. Halliburton being out and down, the Bucks falling apart, Tatum being out, and Philly just not being able to stay healthy. Those were the teams that could all have challenged and knocked the Knicks off of their spot. And with all of them dealing with something this year, all season it was the Knicks to win, the Knicks to lose, right? And I just don't feel like they had a real challenger all year. The Pistons, of course, definitely we thought had an opportunity. I never saw the Cavs as a real threat, but I also didn't see the Cavs beating the Pistons. I think the Pistons were kind of looking ahead, and they didn't respect who was in front of them. And the Cavs they weren't that. And got a shout out to Mike Brown. Never been a huge Mike Brown fan. Didn't really respect him in Cleveland at first with Bron. Didn't feel like he did too much, but I did feel like he learned a lot from Pop. He learned even more from Kerr when he went to the Warriors, and it definitely prepared him. And I began having respect for Mike Brown when he went to Sacramento um, as a head coach. When he went to Sacramento, I mean, we kind of saw it towards the end in Golden State when he had to fill in for Kerr. But definitely, what he did in Sacramento was definitely respect worthy. I think along with the majority, did not think it was a good idea for the Knicks to let Tibbs go and replace him with Mike Brown. You had to kind of understand the letting Tibbs go part. Even though Tibbs is a fantastic coach, it was the way he was kind of just running the team into the ground. Just didn't know if Mike Brown would be the right guy for the job, but he's definitely proven to be. Regardless of what happens in these finals, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the top 3 players, once again, going off of what they've done in the playoffs and specifically the last 2 rounds, coming into this series, top 3. Number 1, Jalen Brunson. Number 2 is Wemby. Brunson has been the best player in the playoffs. Wemby was arguably the best player in the West, and definitely the best player in the West once we looked at the entire Western Conference playoffs. Coming into the Western Conference Finals, could have made an argument that Shea had been better. Wemby wasn't just great against Minnesota. I think he was definitely better against Portland. But in that Thunder series, it was solidified. Like I said, Wemby had a solid B series, while Shea had about a C plus series. So Wemby was a couple of steps ahead of him. And Wemby only had one great game. The other game that could have been great, that I did give a great grade to, it was a blowout. If he would have had those stats at the end of a close game, it wouldn't have gotten an A plus grade. But he definitely set the tone in that, and I'm talking about game 6. Of course, game 1 was his apex. But Jalen has been the consistent, better player of anyone in these playoffs. Big Body Brunson has been amazing. And if he keeps that up, if he's the best player in these finals over Wemby, that's going to bowl extremely well to the Knicks winning the series. Because then, who's the 3rd best player? It's Cat. So the Knicks have 2 of the 3 best players coming in. Cat wasn't as effective or as much as that guy against the Cavs, but it was simply because he didn't need to be. He didn't have to be. Mike Brown recognized that they got James Harden. We're going to attack James Harden, and we're going to let Big Body be Big Body. The adjustments by Mike Brown, I spoke a lot on the adjustments that Mitch Johnson and Daigneault from Oklahoma City made in the Western Conference Finals series. How I loved it. That was one of the most well-coached series that I've seen in a long time from both coaches. And then they're both young at that, so that was like hella dope. These are guys that's gonna probably be head coaches in this league for the next 20 years minimum, right? So it was dope just to see their chess match. Mike Brown has coached his fucking ass off in these playoffs. From them entering the playoffs against Atlanta, probably feeling like, yeah, we're gonna win this, it ain't gonna be that difficult. But then they fall down 1-2, and it's like, damn, what do? I got to figure something out. And he listened to his guy. He listened to Cat. He put the ball in Cat's hands, moved Brunson off the ball, and they just went off from game 4 on to win this series in 6. Continued it against Philly. And then, like I said, went back to Big Body against Cleveland and still had the same results. And Mikal Bridges has been huge. Josh Hart has been huge. OG, when he's played, he's been huge, which we just said top 2 of the 3 are Knicks. Let's get into the 4th and 5th best players coming in. 4th, I believe I had OG fourth and Castle fifth. They can flip. Those two can flip because OG, number one, he missed some games due to injury. Castle's been fully available. Now, Castle had two terrible games. We know games one and games two against Oklahoma City, mainly just because of the turnovers. Didn't cost him in game one, cost him big in game two. De'Aaron Fox came back, neutralized it with the ball, allowed Castle to play more off the ball, because the biggest thing that Castle did is, as well as he's played offensively, averaging like 19 points, 6 rebounds, or 6 assists, 5 rebounds, the biggest thing was he played tremendous defense on Shai. It was definitely a team effort. Great coaching by Mitch, great team defense by the Spurs, but the main assignment was Stephon Castle had the main assignment on Shai, and Shai never shot worse. I still feel my Lakers laid the blueprint. I feel like JJ laid the blueprint. Mitch saw it, and he was like, if JJ can have his Lakers guard Shai that well, and they don't have a singular great defender besides Smart, who's 6'4", against the 6'6" Shai, Vando, who's 6'9", but don't play. Well, we got a kid who's 6'6", younger than Smart, younger than Shai, and of course longer and bigger. And I like his defense. I'm gonna incorporate the same team defense, but I'm gonna put my guy on him. And he did great. He did fantastic. So Castle could be looked at as the fourth best player coming into this series, or the fifth, because when OG played, he was great. I know at one point through those first two series before OG got hurt, I was thinking maybe OG had been the Knicks' best player over Big Body and Cat. But yeah, man, we know how important Wemby is, but Castle's big too, man. They're gonna need Castle to be a 20 point a night guy. He's gonna still go get 6, 7, 8 assists. And they're going to need him to play defense on Brunson. It's a different type of defense because Brunson's style is different from Shai. It's similar in ways, but just simply based off of their stature, it makes it a lot different in how they're going to score and how they're going to look to score. So it's going to be different for Steph. And you might even as a coach be tempted to put someone smaller on Big Body, but the problem is they can't defend like Castle. Fox, Harper, they can't defend like Castle. So I feel like you still got to have the same team concept that you had against SGA, but it got to be Castle's assignment. And I ain't even really thought about the lineups. Let me think about it, because I've been hearing a lot of talk about Wemby guarding Hart, which New York starts, if I'm not mistaken, I'm doing all this off the top of my head. New York starts Brunson, Bridges, Hart, OG, and Cat. San Antonio will have Fox, Castle, Champagnie, Vassell, and those will switch, and Wemby. So both teams start 1 big and 4 smalls, right? But if you're putting Wemby on Hart, you're kind of banking that they're going to play Cat at the point Cat position. Cat Scan. I think that's a dope nickname. And if that's the case, you can play someone smaller on Cat, whether it's Vassell or Champagnie. The issue is going to be if Cat decides I'm going to go in this paint. If I'm mentioning I'm the Spurs, I'm going to make Cat prove to me he wants to go in the paint. Because I know Cat, he wants to stay on the perimeter. So I can get away. And if he does that, I can get away with Wemby floating on Hart. Like I said, I can put Vassell or Champagnie on Cat. The other one will be on OG. And then you just match up putting Fox on Bridges and Castle on Brunson. And the opposite way, Wemby's going to float as well. And I hate that, because we saw how amazing he was in game 1 against the Thunder because it was personal. But after game 1, Wemby floated. he floated a lot. I don't have the numbers. I looked at him before, but I don't have the numbers on how many threes he took. But he was hitting them. He was definitely hitting them, so you can't be too mad. Same thing you said about Cat. Hated him taking so many threes, but when he's making them at 40%, I mean, what can you say? But Wemby has to know, and Mitch has to know, they're at their best when Wemby's in the paint. And will Cat guard Wemby, especially if we got a cross matchup? Because Hart can guard Wemby, especially if he's on the perimeter. But I feel the main matchup on Wemby is going to be OG. I think we're going to see Hart on him, and we're going to see OG on him. I think both of them are going to get a lot of time on Wemby. Mikal might even get some time. Cat and Mitch will guard him in stints. But I'm expecting Mike Brown to do what I've always said. The best way to defend Wemby is to put a smaller guy on him. The only team that you don't put a smaller guy on him was supposed to be the Thunder, because you had a guy like Chet to match up with him, but we saw that he now owns Chet's soul. So, you know, OKC gonna have to start guarding him with like Dort and Caruso. So if you got OG on Wemby, that means Vassell or Champagnie. One of those guys will be guarded by Cat, possibly Champagnie. He's not going to be moving as much as Vassell. Vassell's going to cut a little bit more. So you'll put Hart on Vassell, and then probably put Bridges with his length on the ball on Fox, and let Brunson guard Castle. But nah, I think you got it, and I'm about to get back to my top 10. I think you gotta try to protect big body. So you gotta put Brunson probably on Champagnie, somebody that he's not gonna have to just guard. You could put him on Fox and just hope that Fox continues to miss. He's gonna match up with Fox, you know, height-wise. Fox just had a bad shooting series, and you just gotta hope Fox stays missing that. Fox starts hitting, Cassell don't gotta be a 20-point scorer, because now you got Fox and he's gonna be getting 18 to 20. And that's when the adjustments will have to come in. I said at the trade deadline, Jose Alvarado was the biggest move. They haven't used him as much as I would have hoped. I still feel he's making a big impact in that locker room, on that bench, and just with his voice, but it hasn't been on the court as much. We could see a change in that in this series, especially, like I said, if Fox starts getting off, Alvarado might be the guy that have to come in and do something. It's going to depend, though, because a big reason Alvarado hasn't played a lot, I think, is because Shaman's been so huge off the bench. McBride's been solid. And then Bridges has found his shot. So you got to think, when Alvarado was really getting it, Bridges wasn't doing that. And, you know, when he's getting from those other guys, and Alvarado is mainly out there for defense, it's kind of hard to make that sub, because the team is playing defense. So you can sacrifice having that one lockdown defender for some other guys who are knocking down big buckets. So I get it, but I do still think Alvarado could still be a secret weapon for Mike Brown in the series. So top 3, we got 2 Knicks, 1 Spur. We got 3 Knicks and 2 Spurs. I mean, 3 out of 5 right there. That's Knicks and 6, right? But then when we get to 6 through 10, and I actually have 11, because I couldn't have left this 11th guy off, so I actually posted it as 10 plus 1. But 6 through 11 is Spurs dominant. The Knicks' depth has been amazing. Their bench has been amazing for them in this run. But the Spurs bench has been amazing for them all season. It's been historic, actually. So I do think that is a definite key to this series, is whose bench is going to be the most consistent, whose bench is going to show up the most consistently night in, night out. That's going to give their stars and starters an opportunity to rest and not just have to do so much. Because like I said, 6 through 11. Let me see. First, 1 through 5, I said Brunson, Wemby, Cat, and then OG Castle or Castle OG. 6 through 11. I'm trying to remember it off the top. Let me see. 11, 10, 9, 8. I know them bottom 4 were Spurs. Fox, Harper, Vassell, Champagne. So that's 11, 10, 9, 8. So 6, 7 is the one is the 2 I'm trying to remember the order on. But yeah, 8, 9, 10, and 11, I had that as Fox, Vassell, Fox, Harper, Vassell, Champagne. And Harper could even go above Fox because Fox just shot so terrible in the last series. But as bad as he shot, he was still big as far as neutralizing, helping with turnovers, handling the ball, playmaking, and rebounding at his size. But in that 6-7 role, even above Fox, I had 2 Knicks, and that's Mikal and Josh Hart. Mikal has shot great. His 3-point percentage has not been fantastic, but he's taking great tools. He's shooting like down there 60% from 2, and he's still playing his defense. Josh Hart is the X factor of this series. If they do decide to put Wemby on Josh Hart, what they're saying is, we know the disruptor Josh Hart is defensively, and we understand that this could get Josh ending up on Wemby in a cross matchup, and that could give Wemby problems on the perimeter, but Wemby going to post, maybe not as much. I still think it could be because, again, those smaller guys have a lower base. Wemby won't just be able to move them. He will just be able to go up over the top easily on Hart or anybody but Cat and Mitchell. But with Hart and OG having the strength they have, they can still make it a difficult shot over the top, right? But you're basically saying I'm not afraid of that cross matchup, and they're banking on, number one, Wemby being able to float, and saying, Josh Hart, you're shooting 30% from 3, beat us. We'll give you a shot, beat us. If Josh Hart makes those threes, it's going to be great for the Knicks. If he misses them, it's going to be problems for the Knicks. So Josh Hart is huge because he does so much. He's a Swiss Army knife. He's going to score because he don't have to just shoot threes. He'll slash and get to the bucket. He makes plays. He's arguably, in these playoffs, he's been the 3rd best playmaker, but overall, he's been like the 2nd best playmaker on the team. And he's going to rebound, damn near at a Russell Westbrook level. So, and he's, of course, he's going to defend great. So Josh is definitely an X factor. Can Mikal keep it up? It's going to be huge. Like I said, I got 2 of my top 3 Knicks guys, 3 of my top 5 Knicks guys, and then 5 of 7. 5 of the top 7 players in this series coming in, I got Knicks. But then the next 4 are Spurs. So the Spurs can still get it because in that bottom, that 8, 9, 10, 11 range, I got a De'Aaron Fox, who at any time can be a top 3 or 4 player in this series. I got a Dylan Harper, who can have a game where, maybe 2, where he's a top 2 or 3 player in that game. So the depth of the Spurs could definitely cancel out how top heavy I feel it is as far as how the Knicks players have been playing. And they could get the Spurs to win. But I just got a feeling. that it'll be the Knicks in 6, man. And Big Body will solidify himself as the greatest Knick of all time. Wemby, he won't get to join the reigns of Dwayne Wade, Kareem, Magic, Duncan, as far as getting there and winning it at first. But, look at what Shaq did when he let the league know early on, I'm about to be here and I'm about to take over from Mike. Look at what Bron did when he was like, I'm about to be here and I'm about man, these my coaching shades. What up, Slim? Man, it's hot, bro. It's hot. I had my Gator shit on. I was out doing some shit, man. These are shades I coach in, man. It's hot. Shit. Nigga said my Hulk Hogan shades. You stupid as fuck, boy. I wish that comment would stay. I'm trying to figure out how to keep these comments that are up when I'm live when I post the video. So you're gonna have to copy and post that, man. Yeah, man, you should have let me know, man. Shit, I'd have pulled up. But especially depending on how long you was there. I got back probably about an hour ago now. But man, bro. Man, what the fuck was I saying? I forgot. But yeah, man, the depth in this series is gonna be huge. If Mikal can keep his heater, it's gonna be huge. If Josh Hart misses or makes threes, it's gonna be huge. Wemby, you gotta get in that post more, man. You gotta get in that post more. Like I said, what's on the line legacy-wise, Wemby can join elite company. And even if he loses, I still feel we all know over the next 5+ years or so, he's gonna get back here and he's gonna win them 2 or 3 more in the next 5 years. He's gonna win some MVPs. He's gonna have defense player of the year like that. So it's not the end of the world for Wemby. It could be the end of the world for Brunson because the East is gonna be back stronger next year. And again, just like out West, my Lakers, we gotta continue to worry about the Spurs and the Thunder. Well, whoever gets to the finals at the East gotta continue to worry about the Spurs and the Thunder. So, I think the Knicks are, like I said, I just got a feeling, man. I think they're gonna cherish this moment. The Spurs they not supposed to be here yet. They just not. But they are because they don't know no better. But I also think that they was extreme. KG had a good point. I'm not gonna say I fully agree with KG, but I definitely understand where he was coming from. You got 4 more, and that emotion that they especially Wemby showed, all of them, but especially Wemby after winning the Western Conference Finals, and then he even went to say it at media day yesterday. They still trying to come down. They're still trying to come down off the high of winning the Western Conference Finals. So, I'm saying the Knicks ain't on no high. The Knicks have known all year this is where they supposed to be. This was the measuring stick. This was, if we don't make the finals, our season was a failure, and we might have to blow this shit up and go ahead and pull the trigger on Giannis. They're here now, and they've discovered some new shit with Cat where, win or lose, we really don't gotta blow this shit up. We can just go into training camp if we do lose, implicate this new offense, win it back with these guys, and trust that we can get back here and finish the deal next year. But this was the measure stick. This was the bare minimum. I got a feeling the Knicks gonna take this series, and I'm gonna pick it for them taking it in 6. If they're up 3-2, they're gonna end it at the Garden. Now if they down 2-3, then yeah, they're gonna have to come back to San Antonio, which I still think they could do, because that'll be another 7-game series for the Spurs, and that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. They're young, so they good. They got it. But like I said, I just think that they just had a lot of emotion that went into the Thunder. The Thunder have been the same way the NBA Finals has been the goal for the Knicks all year. The Thunder have been the goal for the Spurs all year. All year it was, man, we can beat them niggas. And throughout the season, when they showed they could beat them, and then it said, hey, we might could face them in the Western Conference Finals. Okay, that was the goal, and they've reached their goal, and now they're here. So, did they really, truly, fully expect to be here already? Nobody else did. I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs win. Wemby, I've said it over and over, he's the greatest equalizer in sports, probably ever. But I just got a feeling the Knicks are going to do it. I got a feeling it damn near kind of feel like destiny. And like I said, we know the destiny for the Spurs is that y'all about to continue to run shit for the rest of the 2020s on into the 2030s. The Spurs are not going nowhere. So, winning it in 2026 ain't your destiny. It's just that was the starting point. You got there in 2026. Now, if they do win it in 2026, they're completely ahead of schedule. And, hey, I've heard it's Wemby's West. I've heard it's Wemby's World. But the dopest one I just heard, is this is officially the Wemby-A. I think that's dope. yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like it could be destiny for the Knicks, man. And that's crazy. That's crazy. Karl-Anthony Towns be a freaking champion. That's crazy. But he switched his game up. I'm loving it. This is my favorite version of his game ever. So I'm fucking with it. And I believe in big body, man. Not enough people believing in the Knicks. I don't know why people are really, really sleeping on the Knicks, man. I really want to get a nap in before this game. It's 4 o'clock. Game gonna tip off in 3.5 hours. I might have to cook before then, so I don't know. But yeah, man. Game 1 gonna tell me a lot. Something else that I said. Cat got a lot on the line. He do. He really do, man. But that's the thing. I'm not sure how much Cat and Wemby gonna guard each other. I was saying before you got on, at least I think it was before you got on. I think Mitch gonna probably start off putting Wemby on Josh Hart so he can float, dare Josh Hart to shoot threes. And they'll be okay putting somebody small on Cat like Vassell or Champagnie if Cat's gonna be on the perimeter playing this new Cat scan type of offense. Now if Cat decides to take it to the paint, they might have to make the adjustment with Wemby. Just like if Wemby takes it into the paint, because if they are going to cross match, then they might be looking at, I think OG is going to be the main guy to guard Wemby. And I think OG can guard Wemby on the perimeter and in the post. But Hart's going to be on him sometimes too. He can go right over Hart on the post, but Hart is strong enough with a low base. But you have to switch it up at times and put Cat on him as well. Let me get some of that dry chicken. Well, you know my chicken fire. I was just thinking I ran across some videos and pictures of my fried chicken last night. Nah, nigga, we eating pork tonight, Jack. I found a nice pack of pork steaks. I was gonna get 2. I love pork steaks, but I saw some pork chops cheaper, so I got some pork chops. They can have them chops. They don't cut pork chops the same way no more. Them hoes be too thin. I found me a good pack of pork steaks. Nigga, we eating pork tonight, Jack. But I don't give a damn, Farrakhan. I do. Shit. My dad, a Muslim, I guess. I used to tell that nigga the same way, nigga. I eat a pork chop in front of your ass, boy. Shit, nigga, I need to go to Mitch's, go get a pork chop sandwich. But nah, man. I don't know, man. This kind of just feel like destiny for the Knicks, man. Got to. Yeah, man. I fuck with Sims, man. With the steaks and the pork, definitely. Chicken, all that shit. It's just Sam's so goddamn far, nigga. Shit, I don't be wanting to drive all the way to Sam's. Shit. But definitely fuck with Sam's, man. Hey, they got some good ass spring rolls, bro. I don't know if you tried the spring rolls. HEB got some good ones, but Sam's, them motherfuckers fire. Oh God. But yeah, nigga, you about to have to text me because I'm about to get up off of here. It's been almost 40. Got about 3.5 hours for game 1. Oh yeah, I did say earlier, I'm picking the Knicks in 6 because I got a hunch. Man, nigga, we in the north, nigga. It's damn near 20 minutes to get to Sam's, nigga. Fuck out of here, boy. It's 15. I guarantee if I put Sam's in my GPS when I get off here, I'll send you the screenshot. I guarantee it's gonna be closer to 15 than 10, meaning bare minimum 13. You know where the hell I stay at, nigga. Shit. Sam's ain't in Waco. It's in Belle Meade, nigga. Shit. Yeah. It's probably 10 minutes for you because you closer. Shit. That shit 13 to 17 minutes for me. That's long. Shit, nigga, anywhere from my house to Belle Meade or Hewitt is far. Shit, nigga. Yeah, nigga. My city limits is going to the west, nigga. Shit. God damn it. But no, man. I might change my mind tonight after the game, y'all. I said it this morning. I said at 7:30 this morning, I said I might change my mind in 14.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? On whether or not it's gonna be Knicks in 6. Cause I'm gonna be honest, if the Spurs win tonight, I don't think it's gonna be Knicks in 6. It could still be Knicks and 6. I could still see the Knicks winning 4 out of 5. But I don't think nobody gonna win 4 out of 5. So if the Spurs win, I'm gonna probably retract on Knicks and 6. I might still say Knicks and 7, but I might flip it to the Spurs and 7. But if the Knicks win tonight, which I think they will, I definitely think they'll cover 4.5. 4.5 is crazy. I really believe 4.5 is crazy. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Slim, hurry up, copy paste all this shit, put it back on the video when I post it. I gotta figure out how to keep these comments up, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna fuck with you, boy.